Sorry, just to confirm, I did not hear.
Should you just confirm if I'm audible and visible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. How many of you are aware of different disclaimers which are short and simple? Can any one of you name one for me? Disclaimer.
Condition apply.
Very good. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Girish. And even I have a disclaimer which I would like to share with you all. So it goes here like this. You all might be wondering who is this man, and don't worry, by end of my speech you will all get to know. I'm not sure whether you're able to see the entire disclaimer, right? Yeah. So sorry for that. Yeah. So you all might be wondering why I have such a weird disclaimer. And let me read it for you all. It was a long and so tiring day after coming back from my husband's cousin's marriage. And it was a peak summer, hence myself, my daughter, and my parents were relaxing on the terrace at night. Slowly, I went into the sleep, and suddenly I got up at 2 a.m. and realized that my husband has not come back home. When I tried calling him after certain trials, he lifted the call and said, "I'm still alive, Padu, and I'm extremely sorry." I asked him, "What happened? Where are you?" He said, "I'm at Bangalore Central and met with an accident." I really got worried for a while, and immediately I called my uncle, who is my neighbor and my house owner's son. By the time we reached the place, it was around 3 a.m. My husband was sitting on a footpath, keeping his hand on the head. The car went and hit the traffic light pole, which is right in front of the Bangalore Central. The car, left side of the car was completely damaged, got damaged, and on the right side, luckily nothing had happened on the driving side, so he could survive. I asked him what happened. He said, right after the marriage, they had a nice party with the drinks till late night. And since he was not having a proper sleep from past 2 days, while coming back, while taking a turn at Bangalore Central, for a few seconds he fell asleep, and that's it. The car went and hit the traffic pole. Now it becomes a big offense because it was a drunken drive. Meanwhile, a police constable reached, and my uncle and the owner's son has started negotiating with him. But he was not in a position to listen to them at all because he was so competent by being assertive, uncooperative, and with a hard approach. After certain deep discussion, they came to a compromise on this. And I hope the gentleman over here can understand what is this. I don't know how many number of bottles they compromised, and they compromised on that. And I have a disclaimer, any gentleman would go to this for sure, and no offense here again. The next day, the car was towed to police station, and my husband asked me to accompany with him to police station. I was wondering, why is he asking me to come to a police station? Fine, I went. By the time I reached, my uncle and my owner's son were seriously discussing with the police inspector, and they asked me to sit. I sat. The SI had come and given a weird look at me and told in a typical North Kannada style accent that, "Yen madam, yen madidra neevu?" Means, what madam, what have you done? I was like looking at him and thinking that, is he mad or what? What is he talking nonsense? Then he said he gave me a pen and paper and said, "Write whatever I say." I looked at my husband. He said, "Swalpa, just Madi, please help me to draft the statement, whatever he says." I said, "Okay, fine, I will write it. What is there in that?" Then I started narrating the statement. So the statement goes like this, gentlemen. "Dear sir, I am Padmaja, owning the car K51ME 4689 since 2009. And just for information, I am the owner of the car. And yesterday night, I was coming back from the marriage, and along with my husband and my kid, at Bangalore Central, while taking a turn, a dog came in front of my car, and to avoid that, I lost the control and hit the traffic. I was like shocked. I looked at essay. He said, "This is what had happened, no, madam. Go ahead, write it." I looked at back, and by the time I won a son to Gayak, my husband and my uncle were looking somewhere as though they don't belong to this incident at all. And this essay was so cooperative and accommodative, where he did not ask any further questions, and because it was a ladies driving, and he had just issued a letter by closing the incident so that we can go for the insurance claim. So now I think by this time you would have understood who is the gentleman whom I have just portrayed before is none other than my sweet and great husband. Since then, I'm quite careful in owning any asset on my name alone. So there are many, in this entire story, there are many negotiation styles which are quite in and out of our daily life, right? So a negotiation is a strategic discussion between two parties to arrive at an acceptance or a compromise and so on. To whichever method you follow, without communication, there is no negotiation. And I would like to quote that Toastmaster International had provided me that platform to improve my communication skills so that I can be an effective negotiator at my both personal and professional life. Over to TMOD Toastmaster Shuchi. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Padmaja, for that